Am I technically Danny Boland? Because I mean, I have his ID, and I mean, I don't really have a job, so I guess I could just be him. Oh, this area is a lot bigger. Look at how tiny I am down there. Tree. Ficus benjamina can reduce and even eliminate gaseous formaldehyde from indoor air conditioning systems, just in case. Slow spinning fan and regular fans. Dull hum emanates from an orb's blades, turn lazily in turbine vents, circulating air for facilities, life support, and atmosphere control systems, heavy duty umbrella. The words call JB for a good time are scratched into the bark. Job blow? Electrified perimeter, a series of reinforced high voltage electric cables restrict access to this area. It seems as if most of the power in the facility has been diverted to this barrier. So I'm not getting past that barrier right now, that's what it's telling me. Security access T? Terminal? Yeah, probably terminal. This terminal controls access to the elevator platform. Got a force field here. Force field there. More force fields. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and go to this slow spinning fan, I guess.
An elevator. A way out, I hope.
Oh, is that just what we're going for? Did I not? I clicked on slow spinning fan, did I not? I don't super remember. Nothing, huh? Alright, I guess we'll try the security access terminal. Oh, we got a real cutscene. Well, I didn't realize how skimpy my costume was. Not that my character is... Oh, that's spooky. Not that my character is particularly sexy. I mean, I don't mean to shit talk pregnant women, but I'm just not into that.
An animal!
Then run.
No, it's okay. I'm safe. Thank goodness. It hit the electric perimeter. I think that startled it.
That's good.
Not good. The elevator's on the other side of that same fence.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Hopefully if I get to the elevator, whatever it is won't be there. I'm going with a glass half full approach.
You need to protect yourself. Find a weapon.
I can't go one-on-one with that thing. Like, especially in this state. I feel so slow. It's huge. And it's covered in blood.
You think it killed everyone?
Killed 8? I don't know. But this place is deserted. Maybe when the power went off, I let that thing out.
Well, they got what they deserved.
Oh, God. Did I? I killed them all.
They deserved it. They blinded me. Tried to kill you and your child. They deserved it.
Yes.
I like this
I guess.
disembodied voice.
Survival of the fittest. Man to man.
Woman.
Man to woman. Just keep moving, Hadley. I'm counting on you. Your baby is counting on you.
It's because of this baby that I'm in this damn mess.
Yeah, she wasn't about that baby, was she? She just kind of woke up with it. That kind of grosses me out. I was a little worried that there would be rape implications in this, because it's a topic that makes me very uncomfortable. But, yeah, I don't know. She was involuntarily impregnated. What is this? Wait, go back. Where is the flag where I am? Is the arrow where I am? It's not at all clear. Falcon, I wouldn't say that a lot of the movies I watch have rape implications. I don't, yeah. Well, I mean, the Alien series. Actually, let me just kinda... Oh, wait. Oh shit, what was the password? It was lightning... flag, lightning, lightning, right? No, then it was lightning, lightning, flag, lightning. Oh yeah, it was. But no, I'd say the only movies I'm super fond of that have rape implications would be the Alien series. But it's I don't want to say it's not straight up rape, because I mean it totally is. It's just men getting raped. And you know, like the heads of the aliens are supposed to be phallic and being forcefully impregnated and all that. It's definitely a thing there. No, Hellraiser doesn't have rape. I don't think so. It's just torture. So I did unlock a thing, right? But there's still oh no, the force field's not up over here. So I guess let's go for a long walk. But no, Hellraiser doesn't have BDSM super rape, as you describe it. They just torture. In one of the books, or actually the more recent book, the Scarlet Gospels, there is a part where it implies that Pinhead, or I think he's actually just called Hell Priest or something. I really should reread that. He does violate a blind woman. And I think in the beginning he tortures a bunch of people, one of which becomes pregnant from it. But the Hellraiser movies, there is 9 of them. 8 if you're pretending the 9th doesn't exist, but I don't think there's any rape implications in them. There's definitely sex. And the first one has someone coming on to someone else very strongly, but I don't think there's ever been rape. Alright, a series of unremarkable numbers are etched into the sides of crates. Nice sink veneers almost grime. Storage container. Okay, but the ID decals on the side, perhaps. G, maybe an R, okay. Barely legible. I mean, I guess I'll click on them in case there's a thing in these. Oh!
Stupid Hadley.
Alright, I got an achievement called Secret Beta. Am I gonna have to remember any of this? Oh, there's fungus too. Where was that fungus? A parasitic mold covers the metal bulkhead. Dispersed spores give off the fruity smell of decay. Alright, we got a door. What's up with this door? Doors without power. Okay, that's not a thing I can do. Oh, there's a fuse box here.
The fuse is melted.
Well, can I use my Omni tool on it? So I've combined the ID card with the thing, so now it's an ID card covered in powder. And I use that on the fuse box?
That worked out better than I thought it would.
Oh, it's the keycard with imprint now. So I've used it with the Omni tool to make... what exactly? Cut ID card. Basically a clone of the melted circuit breaker. Now what? Yeah, see, it's a good thing I'm using a guide, because I would not have figured this stuff out. But I do clearly have to use this on the fuse box now. Like, it makes sense. Kinda. But I wish I was co-streaming this with someone and someone was just reading a guide so they could just tell me what to do so I wouldn't have to make so many awkward cuts.
Sorry, I mean... Gee whiskers.
What is it?
It's... brains.
Brains?
Brains.
Animal?
No, I don't think so.
Is that like green hologram, a skull up there? That's pretty cool looking. It's just brains and things here. All right, let's do some more reading. Oh, she has a lot of entries. That fucking bitch. I mean, I get it. She's John's daughter. She's a big deal or whatever. But I'm a Cayne, and that spoiled brat needs to know her place. So maybe I'm not her biological mother. Not some nobody gutter whore from the dust colonies, but her father and I are lovers now, and she has to accept that and show some respect. I think I'm going to start insisting that she call me mother, just for today's insolence. Insolence. I think I said that properly the first time. I'm getting more drunk as I go here. And I can probably use John's pathetic piety to play the two of them off each other when she inevitably defies me. That should be amusing. Besides, without me, the whole team would be totally screwed because I'm the only one who can go near Samantha. Me. Not Julia. Not even John. Me. Funny, I was talking about Hellraiser earlier and then she brought it up. Julia is the name of the wicked stepmother from Hellraiser. Alright, February 10th. Samantha and I have a mutual understanding, I think. An experimental bond. Me with my disabilities and she with her idiosyncrasies. Ever since the stroke, people treat me like I'm different. Like I'm other. So I can emphasize with her. She's more than just a product to me. She's a collaborator. A conspirator, even. It's not like anybody else knows about our special experiments. Yeah, now that I'm looking at her little avatar over here on the left, I see she has suffered from a stroke, because one half of her face seems to not work anymore. The CEO has arrived at the facility. If I hadn't handled some of the paperwork myself, I'd probably have known anyway, because John was especially devout about his purification rituals when we met last night. I was still scrubbing blood out of the upholstery this morning. The shit I tolerate for my career prospects. Since when am I accountable to the fucking support staff? That Danny Bullen has become a constant and insufferable nuisance, skulking around in my lab and asking too many questions. He's in charge of managing the facility's life support systems, not our research work. I told Samantha about it. She said I should bring her Danny's pet parrot. I think she said that. It's the kind of thing she would say. No, during the weekly inventory, I noticed that 2 grubs are missing from the habitat. Julia's sleazy friend from Mind Transfer has been hanging around our department lately, and he expressed an overly keen interest in our specimens. Did he take them? And for what? Man, this vodka root beer is not very good. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not enjoying this drink at all. Oh, this is a message written to Danny Boland regarding an incident. Your bird got into Samantha's birthing lab somehow and was killed. It may be some consolation to know that, despite such a regrettable tragedy, we've gleaned valuable information about Samantha's behavior in the process. She prefers to prolong the suffering of her prey. For example, this could be useful in our research. Sorry about that. Yeah, you know what? I was at the LCBO today, Falcon, and there were some drinks there. One was root beer and vodka. I also got a cream soda, alcoholic beverage. And I thought, you know what? Neither of those sound very good, but they were sold by the can, so I thought, well, I'll try it. I think that John and Julia aren't talking to each other. Between the food poisoning epidemic, a frustrating lack of real progress in our department's work, and her consistent refusal to properly acknowledge me as part of the family, I guess everything is a bit volatile at the moment. Samantha thinks it's hilarious, but I'm questioning my own precarious position in the middle of things now. John is locking himself up in the office and skulking all day. It isn't exactly helping me, and Julia's sullen disregard is now turning into blatant hostility. Not fucking constructive, Sharon. Yeah, Sharon, jeez. Samantha has been sort of subdued for the last week or so. She won't tell me what the problem is, but I think it might be something to do with the temperature in the labs. Danny Boland is enforcing new atmosphere maintenance regulations, ostensibly to eliminate thermal fluctuations in food storage as a possible reason for the ration spoiling, but I suspect it's petty revenge for the parrot incident. With the temperature now kept below the habitat's usual 95 degrees, however, Samantha's grubs are drowsy and morose. How many? July 1st. Christ, this goes on for a while, but we're committed to it. I visited the atmospheric control room today to see if I could adjust the temperature in our labs, and I made the most intriguing discovery. Somebody has been collecting body parts and making some sort of thing. An organic simulacrum, probably. I must assume this is some secret, obviously desperate new research development in Dr. Adams' department, so I've told John and Julie about it. Tensions have now been temporarily forgotten as our team redoubles its own efforts to resolve the problem of advanced organ regrowth. Samantha has become increasingly uncooperative, though. I think she liked it when everybody was preoccupied with circumstantial drama and not her. Alright, I'm going to keep reading fast through these. My personal stem cell therapy project has some unanticipated results. I've developed what appears to be a cluster of sphincter-like gland ducts around my lower abdomen, groin, and upper thighs, somewhat resembling those found in the more mature grub specimens that emit some sort of musky, jellyish discharge, perhaps a pheromone. Did I mix up my glial regeneration sequence, or were the samples contaminated? It doesn't matter now. John's become obsessed with them. I suppose the flagellation thing should have clued me in to his predilection for kinky sex stuff, but this is a whole other level. I won't lie though, it's kind of hot. Clinical improvements on my mobility and speech issues is limited, however, so that's a bust. Shit. Wait a minute. So let me get this straight here. Let me get this straight. So she has butthole-like holes forming around her body, and John is fucking them. Right, Falcon? Are you gathering this too? It's not just me being a pervert. That's totally what's being implied here, right? Actually, you don't have to answer. I don't want to think too much about this. Let's just move on to the next thing. We've been in lockdown for a week and only briefly released today for an emergency drill. Something is going on around here, but nobody's talking about it. First the food poisoning, then the fungus infestation, and now what? I'm down to my last pack of cigarettes. I shouldn't have taken this fucking assignment. I'm not even directly related to Cayne, only through marriage, and my second cousins at that. But here I am, stuck in this crumbling science museum, sleeping with a decrepit zealot pervert, and trying to mend my troubled relationship with the creature from the Black Lagoon because it's the only really meaningful thing I have in here. What have I become? Private message from Julia to Sharon regarding a project update. Sharon, we need to discuss the situation with Samantha. It's important. Meet me in the birthing lab Nexus in 15 minutes, Julia. The unlock code is 3 lightnings and a plus. So that's what we're reading it for. That's what we wanted. The 3 lightnings and a plus. The stuff of science fiction body horror turned into terrifying reality. These brain nutrient tanks. A perfusion of oxygenated blood substitute and artificial cerebrospinal fluid into the preservation fluid can keep the samples viable for months, even years at a time. The inside of the tube is encrusted with ice, perhaps as a result of cryogenic freezing. Aloha. Oh, I didn't realize this was a thing. Oh, what's this then?
PDT. This must be how they're making the security tags.
There must be an easier way.
This facility seems to do things the hard way. I've heard of spinal tagging on animals, right into the nervous system. Maybe this is like an upgrade. These aren't animals.
Sure we are. We're just meat puppets.
Meat puppets? You had an interesting childhood.
Hi, friend. I'm Ralph. Let's pray into PDT together.
So I do not have any of these things. The yeah, I don't the voice doesn't really have a name, Falcon. He forgot his name and we didn't assign him one. But there was another thing that the guy told me to note. Okay, the 95 degrees, that's the thing he told me to note. 95 degrees and the 3 lightnings and a plus. That's what I have to remember. What you know what, Falcon, since we don't have a name for that guy yet, why don't you help me name him? The glowing stench of putrefaction hangs like a pall over the plastic valley. You know, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing a ton of these words wrong. This game is full of very complicated words that I've not heard spoken before, because I am not a very educated person. I read a lot, yes, but I don't. You know, you can only... We're just going to roll with Vice. His name is Vice. Alright then. Coffee stains and a random assortment of inscrutable and insignificant academic junk clutter the antique walnut top. I guess I'm done here, since I don't have a clue, and I have a password now. So I think now that I have that password, I want to head on back... Oh. So I want to go to the security access terminal. We're gonna go on a nice long stroll and enter that new password, which I believe was 3 lightnings and a plus. Oh, birthing lab. That's what was being talked about. So lightning, plus.
Is there anything else you can make out around you?
No. A deep thumping noise. Like a machine.
Yeah, you too. It's a good one.
Generator, maybe? Focus on the last thing you do remember.
I can't. There are flashes. A hospital. Family. They didn't like me much.
Join the club.
They wanted what I have.
Oh? What's that?
Money. My name. Then they left me.
Yes, so but what is your
Or I
name?
pushed them away.
Why?
They weren't good enough. They weren't willing to put in the hard work. Wanted to be given things. Given. The things that I bled over.
Well, I don't talk to Mother anymore. And my dad... Well, no clue who he is. She was distant. Maybe she was always like that. Maybe I was just unlikable. She sure made it clear, often enough, that I was too much like him. That she saw too much of him in me.
I'm sorry, Hadley. Sometimes we unintentionally hurt the ones we love.
Such greeting card bullshit. You don't hurt the people you love the people you
Oh,
love.
I'm in control again. Yeah, pretty handy. During that conversation, she automatically moved to this door, so that's kind of nice. Thanks for saving me that wee bit of time. And yeah, it's a slight British accent with a deep voice, but I wouldn't really describe Vice's voice as guttural. I'd say slightly raspy, refined, perhaps, the way he spoke. It's it's Liam O'Brien, and Liam O'Brien does an excellent job.
Oh, God. It must smell terrible in there.
That's where all the grubs are
Just
at.
thinking about it.
And man, they're slow and morose, right? So what I want to do is retrieving platform. What is this doing? I'm just kind of strolling around.
Notice great canister require full grub extraction.
Do I want to grub?
Jesus.
You're scared.
Heck yeah, I'm scared. This place could create this.
Monsters.
Floating corpse. Lacerated ribbons of flesh and muscle tissue frame the shattered vertebrae like some grotesque work of art. A mangled PDT clings to the spinal cord. Can I have it? No, I guess I want to look at this voice recorder. It's shimmering quite a bit. An authoritative voice broadcast from it. This game is pretty metal, isn't it? Alright, I got a voice recorder. John Kern.
John Kerr, note to self, all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Leviticus 9:10.
You know what? I thought that was a Bible verse. Well, I think I even recognized it. I wouldn't have been able to tell you quite with that accuracy, but I was pretty certain that was Leviticus. Not to get all religious, as I don't like to bring that up too often in videos. But I guess it is important to note that I do consider myself a Christian, and I've read the Holy Bible. But I don't let that affect me in the negative ways that it affects a lot of people. I just don't. You do whatever the fuck you want. Nowhere in the Bible does it say, I have to save your soul. So you do whatever you want. I'm not gonna nag you. I'm a born lever puller, so let's do this. Oh, did I really? What is this thing? You know what, Falcon? You don't really need to read the Bible. I read the first bit of New Testament, because apparently it's just a bunch of different perspectives on the same story. but I read most of Old Testament, and I say most because there's a couple parts where it's just this person begot this person, and they begot this person, and then he begot this person, and that goes on for pages, and you don't need any of that information really. And then the other ones, that's just the ark was this many cubits in this room and by this many cubits, and if you want to build a tabernacle, you're going to need this wall to be this many cubits, and the altar will be this many cubits tall. And it's like, it's just construction directions. And that's, you can skip that too.
They were growing somewhat.
But there are some parts that are fun and interesting. Some stories are pretty good.
Cloning is unpredictable.
Psalms is pretty good, because they're just
Learning an
little short
individual
stories
is-
with quick,
is
quick
possible.
morals.
It sounds like they were using something special.
There's a couple decent lines, but I mean,
Samantha.
it's the Bible. It's whatever. Today is a holy day. Oh, look, he's on topic. Henry Cayne himself has arrived, frozen and waiting for the great harvest to come. Soon the flesh of the immortal vessel will bring him new life. We're closer than ever, and I know it. The race has begun, and I will not allow Dr. Adams, the heretic he is, to win. No, Cayne will not allow it. He knows his plan, and he knows that it ends with me. Our Leviathan is Samantha. Nothing on earth is her equal. A creature without fear. The book of Job 41:33. Never again will he die. Never again will he feel pain. Never again will he leave us. He will be reborn of his own duplicate flesh, and not that of Adams and his ridiculous mind transfer parlor trick. We're getting closer. Our next patient has undergone the new and improved genetic fusion procedure and is reacting well. The spinal cord has been killed, meaning that the dead cells will need to regenerate and reform into a functioning spine. No signs of physical rejection thus far, and cellular regeneration is slowly beginning. It should reconstruct itself overnight. It does have unique art direction, doesn't it? Our Lord has stricken us with inadequacy. We have failed yet again. This is my fault, and I must, as always, accept responsibility. This time, I've added hooks to my whip, and I shall flagellate until dawn. I will elaborate on the results after I've taken time to reflect. Fusing Samantha's DNA with the patient's caused the newly regenerated spinal cord to expand drastically, forcing the vertebrae to audibly pop into even halves. Soon after, the patient's immune system attacked the rogue spinal cells, which in turn retaliated by killing off all other attached nerves. In the end, the patient succumbed to asphyxiation as the new cells burned through oxygenated blood more quickly than the lungs could produce it. Another failure, but still not a wasted body. Praise be, I've spent the day, or at least most of it, reflecting on our Savior's brilliant plan. The pieces slide into place. Samantha, myself, and the almighty Cayne in the same vicinity. The planets are aligning. The end draws near, or perhaps the beginning? So that's clearly a Holy Trinity reference, since we're on the... It's strange that we started talking about Christianity in the Bible, and this guy's clearly all about it. I'm glad we have finally found a use for Ralph. We have put him to a more productive task. Ha! His blasphemous lectures about how the fungal plague is the result of poor hygiene were getting on my nerves. It is Cayne's doing. The plague is his retribution for our sins. I guess we should also note that the capital H on his down there, that's generally what you do when you, in the Bible, when you refer to God, you say he, him, and his with a capital H. Tonight we test again. We'll be using the same procedure as before, but this time an enzyme inhibitor will be introduced to prevent excess tissue generation. We must not accept failure. We will bask in the light of Cayne's restored glory. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. Revelation 2:11. Still the patient lives. However, it has exhibited some concerning symptoms. Although the spinal cord has stopped regenerating at an appropriate time, the arms and legs will occasionally twitch, or more accurately, flail. It seems that the spine has control over the connected limbs. Alright, how many of these are there? Oh, quite a few more. They're shortish though, but we're still going. The patient is no longer viable. After a promising start, the regenerative tissue again expanded beyond intention. Surprisingly, the patient's removed vocal cords were reconstructed. Of course, it did not understand speech. It must have been frightened by its own inhuman screaming, as it immediately tore its own throat out. After some gurgling, it regenerated within hours. Then, terrible screaming and bloody extraction. As a cascade of rotting tissue, the previous throats began to form a dangling, bleeding scarf as the patient continued to tear itself apart. Ugh. There's an image for you. Oh, that abomination. As far as Sharon can tell, Adam's unrighteous creation has wasted precious flesh in making a toy of some kind. Just like its creator, the abomination has been an unholy waste of resources. Even a name such as Hobo is an undeserved grace. It is an animal and nothing more. Was that the guy that was... Yeah, that was the big guy that was hanging around in our room, wasn't it? Because he was working on a creation, but the leg was bad. That's interesting. Maybe that guy was named Hobo. Pestilence strikes. The fungal threat is weak now, but soon it will spread to our food and to our bodies, if it hasn't already. This is our first and perhaps final warning to make haste. I've traced the spores to a cargo shipment earlier in the year, but I have no idea how they became so virulent. Behold, with a great plague will Cayne smite thy people, and thy children and all thy goods. Chronicles 2, 21-14. See, and... was his name Hank? I don't super know. I think Hank might have been someone else. But I want to note that he's literally replaced God with Cayne in this, because, I mean, obviously it doesn't say Cayne in the Bible, but yeah, he's a little obsessed here. I think that's an interesting thing to note. The fungus is having an observable impact on the cellular regeneration process. One patient began to develop a film of what resembled reptilian scales, complete with a secondary set of eyelids. This is unacceptable. The spinal regeneration process has been mastered. Almost any tissue can now be perfectly reconstructed, but it's impossible to get definitive results with this interference. Cayne, if you truly seek rebirth, why do you hinder me so? Is this not the time? Surely there's a reason. Samantha scratched several demonic scrawls into an insignificant employee's back. I warned them not to get close to the succubus. She is a devil. Succubus, depending on how you feel like pronouncing it. Sometimes we need to make a deal with hell to get closer to heaven. Forgive me, Cayne. I succumbed to Sharon's temptation and had a romantic dinner rather than working late, as I should have done. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. Timothy 1, 6, 11-12. My repetitive failure has indeed had an impact on my faith. I am being tested. For the love of Cayne, I shall rise above. Today I noticed that my laboratory is missing several incubators. The last inventory check was several months ago, so it could have gone missing at any time. This is undoubtedly the work of Adams. But why? He doesn't need the equipment, and I can certainly spare it. Perhaps the hobo's involved? It is disconcerting at best. Phew, last one. I can try to scroll, but it won't let me. Time's of the essence. Samantha's escape today is likely to be the first of many, and we will eventually run out of ways to subdue her. The re-engineered grubs are producing a potent gas that is driving the beast to fluster. Whether she kills us all or we find a way to kill her first, neither outcome revives Cayne. I will not rest until he has returned to intervene. From this point forward, I live for nothing else. Whew, that was a while ago, wasn't it? I guess we should take a look at this. A uterus made of flesh and machine. Yeah, that's a big old pregnant belly, I guess. Oh my god, it smells like an abattoir. Oh, there's a whip? Maybe I can use this whip to go fucking Belmont on that monster. Oh, yeah, I just have it. Oh, I guess quantum storage device is just like, hey, you have this item. We get that you can't carry it, so it's in quantum storage. Restraining harness. Tattered thermalium strapping a mangled clamp staying ominously from the massive reinforced steel frame. Obviously a cross. We get it. It's a cross. Now some burning machinery too. Yeah, we're slaying vampires with this bad boy. When am I gonna wake these grubs up with the thing? Oh, terminal. Did I not see this terminal before? Oh, there's a little 3D model of the grubs in the background. Incidents. Vlad was temporarily removed from the habitat using a baited containment canister. Caligula has exhibited extreme aggression towards their siblings. Now consumed 5 appendages from Nero. I've supplied raw meat and plasma to encourage brood gas production. Vlad produced in excess of the nootropic vapor, which resulted in low visibility. 1 cubic meter of gas was shipped to the current lab for subject Samantha. Grubs are responding natively to their maternal vocal calls. There's possible rupture in the grub containment enclosure. Oh, yeah, I guess this is all I really needed. Yeah, Vlad, this really is Castlevania. Alright, lightning, play plus. Crew facilities, right? Lightning, play plus.
It worked!
Boom, it worked.
This can't be how I meet my end. I have so much more inside of me. I have so much more to give to the world.
Yep. This wasn't my plan either. This wasn't how it was supposed to be.
You're young. You can get through this.
Yeah, I feel like both of these characters didn't
And
quite
then?
plan for this
I'm
outcome.
stuck. Stuck with a baby. It's not a life. Not fair for either of us.
There are other choices.
Bingo! I did make a choice. It didn't end well. Women in my family have bad luck with babies. I'm continuing a proud family tradition.
Nope, I'm in control again. Crew facilities, that's the next step. So let's find an item and a password.
This is where the monsters play.
Still no sign of anyone?
Do plants count? This horrible place must have had more people around.
Alright, so we get a... Oh wow, this is a long thing. Who needs sleep? Coca-Cola. It's refreshing. Addictive. May cause chronic insomnia, headaches, vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, hallucinations, hypertension, gastrointestinal bleeding, peripheral neuropathy, cardiac, toxic, and death. Shit, man. That sounds delicious. It's seen things you wouldn't believe. Holographic notice board. The menu's ready-to-eat item include the space soup and the space special. Oh, I was hoping I could order some food. Yeah, it might as well be Nuka-Cola, huh? But it's Juca-Cola. Do you think that's a reference to Fallout? Guess we'll never know. Leafy aromatic shrubs are flourishing in the otherwise somewhat unkept terrarium. This has got little wave things on it, so it's got to be a thing I have to do, right? Boombox, nope. A retro tape cassette is loaded into the deck with the label Brosef Megamix 69. Shit, man, that's a mixtape I want to listen to. A bent stripper pole. Alright, let's take a swing on it, see if I still got some moves even with this pregnant belly. Oh. I just have it. Well, you know, in case you want to do a strip dance literally anywhere, I guess it's good to bring it with you. Maybe. Oh, I've got more things now. Maybe I confuse stripper pole with whip.
I think not.
I was thinking we could make a really cool weapon out of it, like a mixture of bow staff and whip. You feeling me?
If I could only... Nope.
Well, table and chairs. Drafty plastic mundanity of this crew lounge, but I'm most respect from the horrors unfolding around it. Alright, so, like usual, I've obtained an item. Now I just need to obtain a password, right? Oh, look at this. This is like a whole new hub. I didn't want a whole new hub. That just complicates things a lot further. Look at all these fucking locked doors. Combine whip with unquenchable holy rage. There's a PDA. And a ripped open door. Dense oxygen gardens. Okay. I guess let's click on this PDA so I can start the trek. No? Oh, this is in the way. Your incredible force has bent up. There's an exclamation point here, though. Yeah, I guess there is this doorway up here. So yeah, I came in through the stripper pole vault. I'm a pregnant woman, Falcon. I don't think, and I don't mean to put down pregnant women, but I don't think I'm too agile right now. Yeah, this room is pretty gross.
Terribly decorated.
Oh, she was doing a joke. I'm impressed by this character's ability to joke like this in her situation. Finished photographs. Sterile polyester vignettes of some other place, some other time. Got a sparky thing. Can we listen to this radio? Oh, it just blares static. Personal terminal. It's got a bit of fire coming off of it. Romance novels covered in guts. Titles like Bride of the Omniverse, The Cosmonaut's Mistress, and An Interstellar Scandal are still legible through the blots of war. Do they all have to be painfully sci-fi, though? Shattered picture frames. Portrait of an old man in a white laboratory coat. Yeah, she's at Spider-Man levels of banter, you're right. Oh, we got some discarded equipment. This seems like a thing I can pick up. Yeah, I could fucking tell.
PDT. And it looks unused.
How do you know?
No blood on it. And it doesn't smell like rotting meat.
I guess that's good enough.